Tonight we're going to take a look at a Google blockchain alternative, an alternative to Google Docs and Microsoft. There's actually an alternative. It's on the blockchain. We're going to go into it. Also, what about this Pokemon? Pokemon worth more than a Bitcoin? What is that all about? How about if you were able to get paid in cryptocurrency? Sound pretty good? Well, it's all coming up right now. Chip here with the XRP Minute. There we are, full screen. What's going on? What is up tonight? Hey, let's take a look at who our new leader is. Who came in here first tonight to the stream? Who could it possibly be? Who do you think it is? It's none other than XRP Carolina. Yeah, number one. All right, man. You made the leaderboard. I love that. Who else is in here? Andrew Nation. Whoa, Andrew Nation. Man, glad for you to join us. Been following your tweets. If you guys don't know Andrew Nation, how can you not, man? He's like got the craftiest craftsman when it comes to wood. He not only does he do it on his little tools, but I think he does something with his teeth. I don't know. It's a rumor. I don't know if it's true or not. We have Alex Yeet is in here, Gaming Crypto XRP. We have Danny Torres. What's going on, Danny? XRP, Connie Angel, first one to tweet this out. XRP Carolina following close behind, which I love. Thanks, guys. Appreciate you spreading the love. And we have Jeff from, I almost said the HODL report or the retort, the HODL review. So yeah, it's the HODL review. We got Vet Bro in here. If you guys didn't know it, Vet Bro loves vets. He's just a vet. He's a vet dude. Dan Espy, what? Dan Espy's in here. What's going on, Danny? Good to see you, man. RTB, I was sending out a search party for you, Roy. I was like, Roy the badass isn't in here yet. Could somebody go wake him up? Can they bang on some pots? Boom, 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 boom. We gotta have Roy in here. Where is he? He's here. Chucky Loco's here. We'll go to bed in a moment. Really try. Well, if you spend a few moments with us, we'll all be happier. We'll all be better off, Chucky Loco. So, I don't know what time it is there. It's gotta be after 2, right? I think it's 2:30 in the morning. I don't know what time it is there. It's pretty late. Let me do some math here. 8 o'clock. I think you're 5 hours. 9, 10, 10, yeah, it's about 1, 2 o'clock in the morning. Something like that. So who's down? Just let's start this off. Can we start this off right? I saw Jeff put in the chat there, who's down with OTC? If you guys got sick enough, the promotion of OTC, been throwing those little teaser videos out, gotten all kinds of awesome guesses. Guys are getting very close. You're getting close. I know XRP Carolina was like that close. He was almost there. He was almost, what is OTC? Is it over the counter? Here's the pro hint. It does not mean over the counter. Now that's what we're all familiar with, right? OTC, over the counter. That's what it normally would mean. You'd be like, oh, Ripple, they doing OTC sales? No, that's not what this is about. Why would we do something like that? But I know that that's the association. That's kind of where we got it from. No, that's not what this means in this instance. That's what everyone's thinking it means. But I'm happy to see you guys keep guessing, and thank you for playing along. I love the fact you guys have been retweeting those little vids out there, and they're short. It takes 12 seconds out of your day, and I'll be honest with you, some of them are 14 seconds. And you still give it you give it a go, right? A little listen, a little tweet, and then you flip it out there. So I have to say that is really awesome. Ed French, I don't know why I didn't mention you. Ed French, how are you doing, man? How is life on the ranch? How are you doing? But more importantly than OTC is Yeti Coin. Yeah, and Jeff and I have been talking about the Yeti merch. The Yeti merch, we got to get to the merch, man. There's going to be merch. You know why? Because I like saying that word merch, Merch. It's merchandise, but it's merch. That's what you got to say. Where's the merch? So we're going to be doing some merch. First things first, though. We're going to get to it eventually, right? We'll get to the merch. Vet Bro says, I think you're pronouncing my name right, and I'm not calling me Vetty Bro. No, man. You are Vet Bro. You're world famous. Why would I call you Vetty Bro? Yeah, Vet Bro. I know where you're getting at. Clever. I know where you're going with that. I see what that's good. Ed Friend says, all good, brother. Good, man. I hope you're well. It's been a while since I've seen you, so I was glad to see you come around here. Ahmed Ali is here. He says, good merching, everyone. Nice. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. He's comedy. Throw a little comedy in there. Good merching. I love it. Yeah, it is morning for you. Am I right for that? Is it morning or is it early morning? Pretty good. C. Reed is here. C. Reed, what's up, Chip? Well, what's going on, C. Reed? And I don't know what that C stand for. Does that C mean Chip? Is that what that's all about, that C? Is it Christopher? Is it Christy? What does it mean exactly, that C? Maybe it means Chip. I don't know. Maybe you're called Chip too. Chip Reed, Chip. I don't know. I don't really know what that's all about. But XRP Carolina, what is he saying? XRP Carolina was #1 tonight. You know, awesome. That's awesome. He's in here. Boom. He's in there doing the tweets, man. Always appreciate you. Laugh out loud. Cody. Did I miss somebody in here? I don't know if I missed somebody. Let's get into it. We got a lot of stuff. I want to start off tonight with some XRP stuff. You know, there's a lot of news going around. I've seen some FUD articles. You know, other people have covered that. You know, I don't really want to get into the FUD. I mean, we see enough of this garbage on a daily basis. Yeah, I got the little water bottle today. You know, the big one was a little bit heavy to carry in here today. You know, I just got to make sure I'm competing with Jeff over there. So, yeah, so let's get to it. There's a lot of cool stuff we want to get into tonight. Let's go into my share screen here. Holy cow, let's pull up the right story. There we go. Yeah, so this is interesting news right here. That's not it, but here we go. Where the heck? What is going on tonight? There we are. We're there. So XRP finds another home as Bankera Exchange lists the world's second largest altcoin. And I don't know if you guys are familiar, people in the U.S., Bankera, which is a pretty large exchange. I know that they're not available here. Let me see. Is this them here? Yeah. This is what I got when I went there. I was like, "Dear visitor," with the big old I. You can't see us, you know. We appreciate your interest in our products, but boom, we're going to punch you right in the face. You're not available in your location. Our location meaning the United States of America, where Americans live. Yes, we can. Can we do this? We cannot. But that's where we live. It's like, hey, leave a message, write us, and we don't care until you guys get some what? Regulatory clarity, because we can't go there, right? And I get that. But anyway, this is a good story. Why? Because, well, most of the good stories that come out are not in the U.S. Most of them are outside the United States, which is why it's a good story for all the XRP brothers and sisters who live outside of here. You know, Americans. Yeah, exactly. So XRP finds its home. Bankera is an exchange in the process of assembling a blockchain-era bank. It's experienced an assortment of cryptocurrencies offering a platform. Now they came out with this tweet basically saying, hey, great news, XRP, one of the most popular coins. What? Did I hear most popular? Wait a minute, let's back that up. Let's rewind that. One of the most popular coins on the market. Yeah, one of the most coins, right? Most popular coins. Is now supported on the Bankera Exchange. Head to our blog to read more about the newly listed coins. So this is pretty cool. I like this. And again, you know, we're around the world here. You know, we're not just catering to an audience. We're catering to the XRP, which is global, right? We have a global audience here. So for those of you that can use this or will be able to and can view it, you know, I'm sure any place outside the United States, probably including Canada. Hey, what's going on? What's going on, Dansky? Hi, all. Dansky, please put some... You've still got that avatar with the pink head. I need something, man. Put like a funny dog photo, you know, or a cat or something. I don't know, something like that. I mean, just something, man. SPO's here. Hello, SPO, Spo. Spo is in the house. Spo. So, yeah, it's not the first new addition to the exchange, but it's definitely not going to be the only one, as we're planning to offer users extensive selection of cryptocurrencies. But here's something I was able to do. Let me see, where was it? I went and clicked on this tweet here. Let's see if this will work here. Yeah, so then I went over to their, I didn't want to go to their thing. They actually have an exchange. Yeah, I know what I do. I went over here to their Twitter page, and I was able to click on the exchange and pop over there. So that was kind of cool. Yeah, hey, Auburn Rain, what's up? You almost missed the show, brother. Uh-oh, not used to the time slot. I'm not even used to it myself. It's like I got to run around, get stuff ready. But, hey, thank you, Rain, so much for joining. So this is the platform here. I was able to get here. Apparently, you're able to view stuff. You're just not able to use the exchange, right? So, yeah, this is about all I could get to. You know, looks like I mean, if you think I'm going to start doing TA, you are mistaken, right? Like, we need a golden cross and a death spiral, and you got this moving upwards into a smart star that bursts and throws confetti, which means the price is going up or down. That's my TA right there. But no, this is the platform right here. I mean, it looks very complicated. Imagine you tell a friend, you go like, hey, pop over here and take a look, and they're just like, wow, this looks like this looks complicated. What am I going to do here? Look at these, and you say, look at the pairs, check it out, look at the pairs and look at the prices. Everyone would be like, yeah, no, and I'll be honest with you, a lot of people, when they share stuff when they share a screenshot on Twitter, they're always putting, a black screen. It drives me crazy. I don't like the black screen. I like it white and bright. I got to be able to read some contrast. And, I mean, think about it. If everything was supposed to be dark, you would have books that were like black pages with white ink. It's, it doesn't work for me, but hey, everybody's different. Apparently I won't be able to sign in here, but I just thought I would show this off real quick. Yeah, that's what it is, Bankera. So that's some good news. Good to see this stuff happening out there. Check this out, guys. So look at this. So have you voted yet? If you haven't voted, this was only tweeted, I want to say maybe 20 minutes ago. Ripple put out this tweet, and I'm going to actually put it in here. Because we love supporting Ripple and XRP, let's throw it out there. I'm going to put that in here. You guys can go click on that, but go, maybe just pop it open in a browser and look at it later. But so South by Southwest, I don't know if you guys know this, but it happens every spring in Austin. What they do is it started out as a music festival, then it morphed into a technology festival, and then so now it's really become so many things. A lot of companies and startups and tech, they roll out products. It's just become kind of a mecca, and it's something fun. I still haven't gone there. Was almost accepted to go there one year. Was in the running for something, but I think this is fantastic. So this is how you can hear from Spring Coil and Raised in Space to discuss the latest use cases for digital currencies, especially the one we love, across payments, music, gaming, and more. So this is pretty cool. So you can actually go vote. Now the way this works, when you actually jump out there, usually what they'll have several different topics and different, you submit stuff, and it really is audience crowdsourced. So a lot of people go there and vote, but you know what happens? If a particular company, like for this example, Ripple's going there, so they're gonna throw out the people they want you to go take a look at. Like Stefan Thomas is gonna be there, the founder and CEO of Coil. Vanessa Pastrito is gonna be there from Spring, and then you have Zach Katz, CEO of Raised in Space, and that's a badass logo, man. Because who doesn't want to be raised in space? Really cool stuff. So I threw it out there. I'll throw it out there again, but click off there, go vote. Let's get these panels to South by Southwest. And I don't know, man, maybe we'll just go to South by Southwest. Maybe we'll have a little mini meetup at South by Southwest. I've always wanted to go there. I've never been there. I'd go for the music and stay for the tech. You know what I mean? It's going to be that good. Bam! What happened? Oh, I got a notification. Oh, some notification on my phone. I don't know. What do we have here? Let's move right along here. Notorious is here. Notorious. I don't know if you saw that epic video he put out the other night. He's always putting epic videos out, but man, I don't know how you find the time to do the videos, man. There's just so much going on there. Not only that, but you got to create them, and I'm always freaked out on how you get there. Notorious, an all-star cast tonight. Yeah, I love that, man. When you get other YouTubers coming in, man, it's great because it's like we're all part of the community. We love doing this. My wife's like, well, why do you like doing this? And I'm like, I feel like it's therapeutic. I feel like being here. It's a little weird. Let's face it. You're sitting there talking to your computer screen. I'm in my office alone. I'm ranting about stuff. Blah blah blah. It's a little bit on the weird side. But, it is somewhat therapeutic. Matt LaRoche is here. What's going on, Matt LaRoche? Matt LaRoche is here. Carl Lewis, comedian Carl Lewis. I got to tell you, Ahmed was stealing some of your jokes a little bit earlier. We're not stealing your jokes, but he was stealing your place as the comedian. So you're in here. That's good to know. So how about this? How about getting paid in cryptocurrency? Now, I don't know if you guys saw this story, but I think it's pretty interesting because of these rulings that came out of New Zealand. It's now legally possible. Now, legally possible means it could happen, it can happen. Now, will it happen? That's a whole different story. But it's actually pretty cool. This month, the nation's Inland Revenue Department, IRD, I'm guessing that's similar to the IRS, Internal Revenue Service here, published 2 binding rulings related to cryptocurrencies. Notably, the first ruling outlined the legality of paying employees' salaries in cryptocurrency if a series of specific conditions were met. For example, if crypto is being used like currency in an employment contract. So suppose you do an employment contract, they say, we really want you to come and live and work in New Zealand, or they want you to, you're just like, yeah, I do. However, I have an employment contract and I want to be paid in cryptocurrency. So maybe you designate which ones you want to get paid in. I mean, we know what you get paid in, right? But I don't know, Bitcoin, Ethereum, Litecoin. Well, I don't know about Litecoin, given some of the stuff that's happened there. If you saw Sam I.M.'s video, I don't know so much about that, but XRP. So it's kind of cool. So based on the fact that if you have like an upfront sort of an employment contract, you can go ahead and do that. I'm not going to get into all this legal stuff. Whoa. Not so fast on Bitcoin salaries in the U.S. Cryptocurrency, crypto economy is still fledgling in that context. Global regulators and authorities have really only begun to grapple with the ecosystem's implication, blah, 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 blah. What this basically means, it doesn't work here, right? It's not. But I mean, you can get paid any way you want. There were some American football players here who wanted to be paid in cryptocurrency, and I'm like, can you imagine that? So let's say their salary for the year is $11 million. Let's say that they average that over, let's say $12 million over 12 months. They get the $1 million. Bitcoin crashes and dumps out 20%. They just got 20% less, right? So you're always running the risk of that, right? The ups and downs. Maybe what you want to do is do a split salary. Maybe I want 20%. But I mean, are we that lazy? I mean, there's yeah, okay, it hits my bank account and then I can't go ahead and press a button and buy it somewhere else. I mean, it's getting a little kitschy with this stuff. It's like kitschy. It's like, well, yeah, I mean, I could do this, but I mean, are we that lazy? We can't press buttons anymore. Like, let me buy some. Let me put a buy order in for, I don't know, let's see, what's 15% of my salary? I mean, it's not that tough, people. We can figure this out on our own. Look at this one right here. So this crypto is worth less than 1 cent. I saw this headline. I was like, what is this all about? And check it out. Crypto Mike's here. Make sure you subscribe and sub to XRP Minute. Thank you, Crypto Mike. Man, got my back. Thank you, brother. Appreciate that. So look at this. So I immediately caught my eye, and I'm like, I'll be honest with you, I'm kind of blind going into this. I didn't even look at this, but I thought, Lee Quinn, I don't know how you even say that, Lee Quinn, but I love her writing. She writes at CoinDesk, and I tend to really like her articles a lot. But she said, hey, not all token sales led to quick failures or cash grabs. Some were a broader, albeit ambitious business strategy. This block-up startup called Ettore, which makes a consumer health app. Are you listening, Jeff? Consumer health app. Offers enterprise data management services to hospitals and clinics. They just closed a $5.2 million A round with RGA Ventures. Comes as the startup's first funding round since it split off from the Ettore Association, nonprofit created after the May 2017 offering. So what they're basically saying, so here's a new coin, but what I like about this, and I always say this, not that we get into a lot of other altcoins here, but Hodor put a really good blog out the other day, and I'd love to just go through. You could probably do just an entire sort of a stream on one of his blogs. It's that good. But Hodor put one together, and he said it's all about the use case. Believe in the use case, right? That's a lot of what we talk about, with Ripple and XRP. Ripple makes the amazing software, but it leverages, XRP and others. But with XRapid, this is the use case. So when I see other altcoins coming around trying to solve a problem, this is really fantastic. And I think this is, it's under a cent right now. But again, it's a long it's a long article that, oh gosh, there's a lot of reading here. I don't know if I want to read all this. There's an awful lot of stuff here. But anyway, Ettore, check them out. Take a look at them. I don't know. I like to look into them, read a little bit more on there. Z-Bits, what's going on? Z-Bits. Jalapon, what's here? What's going on? Good to see some new people jumping in. Ahmed Ali says, Carl Lewis. Sorry, dude. Yeah, he was sorry for that. But hey, man, he was on top of it. He was on game, boom, slamming it. What's up, James Malpass? How you doing? Hey, and I want to say, if you guys know the zoo, James Malpass, one of the founding zookeepers over there, he put out, I always like to see when people in our community get together. Now, last week, we saw some other people in our community get together. We saw Ferdy meet up with Chucky, I believe it was, and Annalise, and they met at some cafe over there in Amsterdam. I can't call it it's Amsterdam, right? And then so we had James Malpass getting together with none other than Crypto Sifu, putting out some pictures. So this is happening more and more. It's funny enough, Jeff and I, we did the stream last week when he was like rolling around behind me in my secret underground bunker, protected from all kinds of things. He was rolling around in back of me, and that was actually the first time we met. We've been talking a lot on the phone, so it's actually really cool to meet people from the community. And funny enough, James Malpass, James, and I don't know if you know this distinction, but you also have the distinction of you're the first person in this community that I actually spoke to, like verbally. We were on a phone call, I think it was about a year and a half ago, maybe a year ago. Who knows? Yeah, but James Malpass and I got on a phone call. We were talking about something, I don't know, something silly. We were going back and forth. I was actually in Texas at the time. We were doing a little bit of rambling, so that's pretty cool. So there's a first right there. So you were the first person I spoke to in the community, and you're meeting up with people here and there, which is really cool. What else do we have going on here? Oh, Tina Hall's here. We've been waiting for Tina. She's here. I don't know if she just popped in. There she is. She's popping in. Yeah, I appreciate the support too, you guys. And by the way, who is down with this OTC? Are you down with OTC? I knew you were down with OTC. Who's down with OTC? Let me know. Give me some love in the comments. Is anyone down with OTC? Otherwise, we're breaking out the Yeti coin. We're going for broke. Let's go. What else do we have? Yeah, dear visitor, you can't come in here. So guys, check this one out. This is amazing, right? So, and I'm probably going to do really bad with this. Preeti Kasaridi, right? So she puts out this tweet, Bitcoin wealth distribution. 2% of addresses control 80% of the wealth. Think about that. Let that sink in. Let it sink in. Let it sink in. 2% of the addresses control 80% of the wealth. So this is what I think. So, the whole thing about Bitcoin, they're like, well, Bitcoin is going to be right, but there's only 21 million of them ever, right? We know 2.5, 3, 4 million of them were lost forever because, they were worthless and people threw their hard drives out and they ended up in a landfill somewhere. So this is part of the thing that we have to deal with. So if that is the case and it's already a small number, like who, and if it's the value, right? Internet, if it's a storehouse of value, so to speak, who's going to be able to get their hands on a Bitcoin? When they're $250,000, I get the whole partial Bitcoin, but I'm just saying that's pretty interesting that 2% of the addresses control 80% of the wealth. I have to rethink on that. Yeah, we have to think on that. I'm just going to go through the comments right here. Just say James made it. No, I did not say that, Carl Lewis. I did not say that at all. Jungle, what's up? Jungle's in the house. Jungle Inc. Jungle's here. Yeah, what's up, Jungle? Good to see you, my man. Good to see you, my brother. Yeah, Danny Torres is off the chain. Yeah, well, no. But that's a good one, though. I like that. Tina Hall, what is she saying? She's saying hi to Spo. We got some things going back and forth. Yeti coin from Jeff. Good. Jeff's passing out the Yeti coins. That's nice. Very well done. Yeah, so this is pretty interesting when it comes down to this. So let's look at so I want to talk a little bit about Amazon. No, it doesn't really have anything. We talk about Amazon a lot here. I like to talk about big players. I like to talk about Apple. Actually, I got an Apple story coming up. Jungle, if you hang in, I know he's an Apple brother as well. But you have, so Amazon managed blockchain gets cloud support, which is actually pretty cool. So their managed blockchain support or channel is coming with cloud storage, which is actually pretty interesting. Now, if you look at this, they have, who do they sign up? So they only put this out 3 months ago. AT&T, Nestle, Accenture already counted as clients. So the idea is that managed blockchains will become even more scalable. So you can just see like everything. It's going to come to a point. You remember there was a point where you didn't have a website. You're like, hey, what's your website? And they're like, I don't have a website. You couldn't even be a business that didn't have a website. Then it became kind of a funny thing. It's like, it'll be like, you're not on the, what do you mean you're not on the blockchain? You're like, I'm not on the blockchain. I'm not technically savvy. You're going to have, this is going to happen. And they'll be like, I don't know anything about the blockchain. Well, yeah, it's only been going on for 20 years. I'm talking about the future, right? But there's going to come a time everything's blockchain based. And we're seeing more and more pushes. You can't even keep up with all the stories of all the blockchain stuff that's happening. So in a related one, check this out. You know, we all end up back at our roots. You know what I mean? So you were born in a place. Sometimes you move away. Sometimes you end up coming back to your roots. Here's something really that I found pretty crazy. Amazon wants to become a book publishing powerhouse to hook more Prime members. Amazon started out only selling books. Remember? They were crazy. They're like, no one's going to buy books on the internet. Why would you? I would just go into a bookstore. I can touch it. I can feel it. I can sniff the pages. You know, I can flip through the book. I can get paper cuts. Why would I buy a book online? So check this out. Here's a pretty interesting stat coming up. Yeah, now I mentioned, so 25%, they are the dominant position as a bookseller. So why wouldn't they get into book selling business, right? As a publisher, they're already publishing something like 1,100 titles a year. That's going to ramp way, way up. 1,100 titles is a drop in the bucket. So they're now going to go. And so they've got the marketing channel, they've got the Prime members, they've got the two things, three, boom, it's going to be a home run. So I love it that they're returning to their roots and they're coming back. You think about it, 20 years, who would have envisioned that Amazon would be this massive, this massive conglomerate, conglomerate, my gosh, what's going on, Chip? Can't figure out the big words today. I guess I need some water. All right, there you go. I got a little bit of water there. Yeah, so it's not a new strategy at all, but it is good to see them coming back to roots. So I saw this too. I had this in my thumbnail as well. This is good. I always like to see this. This is a new app on Blockstack. You know, Blockstack is sort of a platform for decentralized applications. This is a good one, right? Because with Google Docs, they can get, that we're always worried about our privacy, worried about stuff getting ripped off. Excel docs, you email them back and forth. This is a fantastic thing. This will actually replace either Google Docs or whatever sort of spreadsheet you're using. So on the Docs side, you can, and all you have to have is a Blockstack. You have to go in there and start using Blockstack. You need to get your ID and everything, which I already have one. I'm not going to go into it. But they also have Sheets. So Docs is like Word or Google Docs, and you have Sheets here. So if you look at it, wow, it looks eerily very familiar. So it's kind of cool that we're seeing this, that's being incorporated in Blockstack, which is going to be decentralized on the blockchain, which is fantastic. And I really like Blockstack a lot. I love their CEO. I love their vision. Build this decentralized platform to sort of decentralize the internet. Is it going to happen overnight? Definitely not. But their idea and strategy is all in place, and I like that. Not only that, but you can also put photos in here. You can keep all your memories safe, because that's what we want to do. One day you have them on a hard drive, your hard drive blows out, and then guess what happens? So they are GDPR compliant if you're outside the United States, decentralized, private, fully encrypted, no server-side processing, 100 gigs of free storage. Whoa, not bad, 100 gigabytes of free storage. It's some pretty serious storage, so not a bad thing to go ahead and jump out there. Just for fun, I'll throw this in there, but I think this is good. Back up your photos. Everyone has photos. I have like 26,000 photos on my phone. They're always being backed up. I have them backed up to multiple locations, but I like the fact that I want to start leveraging more stuff on the blockchain. And then also this marks here, which is you can annotate images. So let's suppose, you're in a chat, a DM chat with somebody, and you're like, hey, check out this, and somebody said this. You can also throw all that stuff up there too. You can annotate stuff, share images, and guess what? Now you have a storage space for that. That's just free to use. So then it's a place where you can go, a lot of times that ends up on your phone or on your computer. You saved it in some obscure file. You don't know where the hell you put it. This is a great thing. So I'm real excited about this. They have a Mac one, and they also have one for Windows. So it's just free, man. You can just throw it up there. I love this here. Chip got a Yeti in his throat. Yeah, every once in a while you do get that, Tina. It does happen from time to time. SG's in here. It's a good to use full feature. It is pretty well. I'll be honest with you. I jumped in there. Yeah, I haven't really spent a lot of time with it, but again, no matter where it is today, it's going to get there. But it does the most now. You're doing really intricate stuff, especially if you use Excel a lot. I would think it's not quite there yet. But again, I really need to start using it. But I love the fact that, by the way, I use Google Docs a lot. I know sometimes we'll critique and criticize Google, but again, for work and doing stuff together and being able to edit multiple documents and that it's one link, everyone has it. We're not sending around multiple spreadsheets and all that, but But I love where this is going. It's and it's the future. I've heard this is the future. Come on, correct me if I'm wrong, Roy. Am I wrong? Is this the future? XRP Carolina, come on, chime in. Are we the future? This is the future. It's all going to the blockchain. If you haven't guessed, that's what we've kind of like been talking about for the last, several years, but especially on this little pub. Now check this out. I'm going to lead with this story. This ultra rare Pokemon card is now worth than Bitcoin. Yeah, take that, Bitcoin maxis. Pokemon, are you kidding me? This is ridiculous. Pokemon is worth more than Bitcoin. But you're thinking to yourself, well, how much more is it worth? Well, let's get into it. A complete set of first edition cards from 1999. 1999 just sold at auction for $107,000. What the hell? What? $107,000? My first question is, who's buying this? My second question is, who's buying this? I don't know. There was what was his name? Paul Randy. Is that his name? Randy, a famous designer one time. He said, like, how much is the logo worth? Like, how much is it worth? Is it worth 100,000, 200,000, 5? And he said, it's worth what everybody's willing to pay, right? So that's why this stuff happens, But $107,000 among the set, and as any avid Pokemon fan from the 90s will remember, that's not me. I don't know. Maybe Roy. Maybe you were into Pokemon. I don't know. Maybe Matt LaRoche. Maybe you were like Pokemoning. I don't know. I don't know much about it. I know my daughter was into Pokemon back in the 90s. I know that. And isn't it weird that I didn't buy her that complete set of cards from 1999? That would have been cool, right? Like $100,000. Here you go, kid. Your college education's paid for. So the most coveted card is a shiny Charizard. The valuation, the first edition Charizard alone is $20,000. Whoa. You guys got any of these hanging out in your basement, huh? You got these anywhere, maybe in a box in the garage somewhere, maybe somewhere at the bottom of that junk drawer, for leftover from your childhood. I don't know. But I was just like, I love this. The first edition, $107,000. I don't know much about Pokemon. I know my daughter was into it. It's kind of weird. But anyway, next time a Bitcoin maxi hits you up, you'd be like, what about gold? What about Bitcoin with XRP? It's like, yeah, what about Pokemon, huh? Yeah, take that. Boom. And you're out. So anyway, I thought that was a little fun story there. Yeah. Okay, so Matt LaRoche was into it. Were you into it? I think he was in. Meaning, yeah, blah, 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 blah. Let's see, was he into? Carl Lewis, champion of safe place here. Tell us you and the Yeti, well, enjoying each other's company. Yeah, well, the Yeti and I, he speaks a different language, kind of a weird language, a lot of grunting, weirdness. But what's really weird, very strong chess player, very strong, D5. That's all I'm saying. Very good at chess. Especially the moves. Always thinking 5-6 moves ahead. And you got to like that. Okay, all right, it's official. RTB. That's why he's called Roy the Badass. He was never into Pokemon. But he did put the little, what do you call that? The accent over the E, which leads me to believe, I'm not judging here, but I mean, I don't know. I didn't know. I would have just read, Pokemon, I don't know. But he does know that, so I don't know. It kind of leads me to believe that maybe he was. Matt's only 14. What does he know? Oh my gosh, yeah. So I have several albums full of Pokemon cards. Moneybags, you better go check, man. You better go check. If you have that little weird card right there, man, $20,000 all day long, because maybe maybe somebody wants to buy it. I don't know. I'm not there. Let's talk about Moon. I always like to think about cool things. Look at this tank, right? This is awesome. I don't even know if I can pronounce this. It's a Rizvani tank. Every once in a while I think about, geez, what could I blow $150,000 on just for fun? And then you think the 2020 Rizvani tank, and I'm like, come on, man, XRP's got to get out of the 20 cent, or not even 30 cents yet, so we got to get out of there. But anyway, this is really badass looking. I have to tell you, look at that. That looks beautiful. Kind of looks like a Jeep, but way cooler. Maybe a Land Rover, but way cooler. I don't know. It always reminds me of Batman. I don't know. I just think this is cool. I don't know if it looks as cool in and let's say red. Maybe it does. Maybe it looks a little sportier, but it just looks badass in black, man. That's all I'm going on to say right now. That's my take right there, people. I don't know what you're thinking, but and then let's go here. Here, I want to give this Apple story here. So Apple brings contactless student IDs to a dozen more universities. Everything is in your phone. You have NFC now. So upcoming school year, Apple this morning announced it's bringing contactless student IDs. And if you've ever stayed in a pretty decent hotel or even a crappy one, it doesn't even matter. It's like I one time stayed in like sometimes you go to these conferences, you end up, with tech shows, you end up and you waited too long, you had to stay at whatever hotel would take you, which was picked over. And I was in one of these hotels and it's like it had one of these and I was like, when I went in, they're like, okay, boom, I had my phone number, I clicked on the link, I was in the app and I was like putting it up to the door and just like this, I was popping in there, which is pretty cool, I gotta say. So some of the universities, Clemson, Georgetown, University of Tennessee, Kentucky, University of San Francisco, University of Vermont, Arkansas State Universities. So they've got a lot of these things hooked up and rigged up. This is always good exposure. Anything contactless. You probably can use your Apple Watch as well. Not only for student ID, but they also work as a payment mechanism. And Disney pioneered this a while ago, like years ago. I want to say like 7, 8, 10 years ago. They slap these big bracelets on you, and you'd be like, hey, your kid like pointed at something and you waved it by like a reader. Next thing you know, you bought like $100 Mickey Mouse that had like gold plated ears or something weird. And you're like, well, I didn't mean to, but it was my bracelet. I didn't know, right? So sometimes that happens. But anyway, I love this whole thing. It's getting cool. I mean, you got your cards in there, you get your cash, all your little things. And I have to say, listen, you guys know I love Starbucks. I got off I was on the what is it called? The white. I'm off the, what is it called? What is it called, people? The venti, the flat white. Yeah, the LC flat white. So I was on that for a while, but then I got into the Americano, which is just a couple shots of espresso with some hot water. And every time I go in there, it's just what's weird for me, right? I'm not a young guy. Every day I go in there, I get my coffee, but I punch it into my app, and if I have to reload it, 2 clicks and a face, and boom, I made the payment, on Apple Pay, and it's like, and it always gives me a warning. It's like, hey, your coffee may be ready before you arrive, and I'm like, yeah, that's the point. I want it to be ready, so I go in there and pick it up. But here's the odd thing. Here's the part that's the disconnect. And I might probably talked about this, but I still can't get it. You know who's standing in line? You know who should be standing in line? Old people like me, the older generation, we got our walkers, we can't, who is it? They're all people my age. They're 40, 50s. They're same people I see every day going in there, looking at the kids. They're all standing in line. Yeah, they're looking at their phones. They got that weird stare like this. That weird stare that they do? And they're like, But meanwhile, they're on their phones, they're waiting in line, but they haven't purchased anything. I almost want to go shake them, like, you can do this. Why don't you have the app? Like, what is going on? But anyway, that was a whole side rant, but I just don't understand why I see younger people standing in line, got the phone, may even have the app, but they're not using it. That's just an odd thing for me. That is an odd thing. So Matt LaRoche is saying, I want at least one U.S. muscle car, if not a 67, 68 Mustang Fastback. Eleanor, from a company that does them totally restored, it would be a new Mustang GT500 Shelby. Yeah, Shelbys are nice. 2020. Damn, I'll take both. And I hope your XRP dreams come true. Absolutely, Matt LaRoche. I hope that happens. And Connie, thank you. XRP Connie Angel, always so sweet. Hit the likes and the subscribes. Thank you, guys. That does help. There's a weird algorithm on Google. Like, if you don't get enough likes and this and that, what's weird about the live streams, you don't get comments, so they don't fare as well as pre-recorded videos. It's a whole thing. Jungle tried to explain it to me one time. It seemed really complicated, but he knows, man. He's got the formula down, and I don't. All I know is I'm doing these live streams because I just love the feedback from the community. Crypto Mike says stoners. Yeah, kids are really stupid nowadays. Oh my God, that's not right. They're not all that stupid. Actually, some of them are really smart, but the fact they don't use technology, I'm like, you grew up with this technology. What is going on with you kids? You damn kids. What are you thinking about? There's only one kid in this community, and that's Aiden. Aiden Traden. He's the man. This kid, what a bright future he has. Love watching his streams. He's a good kid, man. He knows what's going on. Awesome tweets. And, it's great. He's starting at a young age. If I could only go back in my time machine and start it all over again. Guys, we're coming up to the end here. What is going on? We've had such a fun, entertaining evening together. So Twitter exec says the edit button isn't anywhere near the top of our priorities. Okay, so what kind of priorities does Twitter have besides banning people, and getting mad about whatever, their feelings get hurt, someone crushed their feelings. So at a press event, Twitter product lead Kavion Bekpour said that a number of product changes are coming to the company's servers. He also addressed the oft-memed user request for an edit button. I always thought that an edit button would be cool, like, software that, that I work with and we built. We have a thing where if you put, comments into a system, it has an expiration, right? Because you don't want people going and deleting stuff. Either delete the tweet, but it could get to the point at nauseum where you could consistently change stuff, And isn't it great when you put a tweet out there? Like I did this with Tiff Hayden a little bit earlier. She said she put out there, and again, I chimed in on it. It had nothing to do with what she said, but it said like, how would you make ends meet? But she spelled it M-E-A-T instead of M-E-T, and I goofed on it and said, I was like, ends meet, haha, sorry, I had to go there. But this is what I hate. So somebody comes in and says, you put out a tweet and you thought about it, you put it out there, but you really fumble a word, and there's a lot of us like, we're good at doing this. You fumble one word, that's stupid. You do it on the phone, and the phone auto corrects it, and you didn't notice it, and you hit it, and someone comes in inevitably and nails you on the in the comments section. But this is one of the things they could do. Why don't you just have like when you notice it, you let it go, and then you read it. Oh, yeah. That's when you should have an edit button, right? First 4 minutes, you have 3 minutes or something like to edit it, and then it's it. You can't edit it anymore, because that's usually when you find the mistake. Chances are you find it later, but I always find that and then what people usually do after someone's liked it or retweeted it, then they go delete it and they put it up again because this time they spell it right. I'm not getting down on Twitter. I'm just saying, look, I can see pros and cons why they may or may not want to go do this. They have some new stuff, he said there were some obvious risk factors that he felt the company would eventually be able to build a feature to address user needs. Well, hey, man, Twitter's over 10 years old. I've been on the platform, I think, 10 years now. Okay, so, when moon? Are we going to have, who's got their money on this camp over here? We got Twitter adding an edit button. On this camp over here, we have XRP mooning past the buck. What's going to happen? Nobody knows exactly what's going to happen. Yeah, so SPO got it right. Smartphones make people stupid. It's really right. How many phone numbers do you know now? How many can you rip off the top of your head? I know one phone number, and that's my wife's. I don't even know my kid's phone number. It's horrible. But I do know my wife's phone number, and that's it. I mean, do you really know numbers anymore? How about this startup? Would you rent out your living room for a few hours? This startup is betting on it, right? So you're like, geez, I don't know. It's a Saturday. I don't really have much to do. Geez, what can I do? I don't know. I'll put it up, recharge. Yeah, so I get the idea about it. One time I got stuck in Ireland. My plane came in really early. Couldn't check into my hotel till 4. I'm stuck in Dublin. I'm rolling around one of these big suitcases like a jerk. And all I wanted to do is I wanted just to recharge, right? Recharge. That's what I wanted to do. And, I just wanted to go crash somewhere, get a little bit of sleep, wake up. But instead I went and ate and drank. I started drinking at 10 in the morning. Which, Guinness is pretty tasty at that time in the morning, I have to say, but it was even a little bit earlier. I think it might have been 9. I don't know. But I'm just saying, so it's an Airbnb sort of where you rent it for a little bit of time. I can see this working out well in big cities. I don't know. Could be a little weird. I guess, but it's, again, I like pointing out stuff that I find semi-interesting. This was a pretty interesting one. I don't know how it's going to work, but again, we'll have to keep our eye on this recharge and see if hotels will let their customers rent their rooms by an hour and even minute. Uh-oh, that could get weird. Okay, that could get real off yeah, but I do think it's good to recharge your batteries. I know, I think it was in Tokyo. It was one of the major airports in Asia where they had these little sleep pods you could go into. I thought that was a pretty cool thing. It had a little TV in there. You went in there, you could recharge for an hour, 2 hours. You had a layover. It was soundproof. You go in there and just chill, sleep, whatever. I like that kind of idea too, but I don't know. We'll see how this goes. I don't know if it's going to go. Dutchy, thank you, man. RTB, thank you for being here, my man. Appreciate it. RTB, always good, man. You checking in. I always appreciate your support, bro. Thank you so much. All right, let's finish this out. We got a few more minutes. So I saw this. I'm way down in here. Yeah, what? Let me reload this puppy. Let me reload it. So if you guys saw this one, it says Crypterium. They have a They have a credit card. They have an App Store app and a Google Play one as well. I'm not going to put the video on there. But again, wait, did we say a Bitcoin card? So yeah, it's a Bitcoin card. So you don't have any limits. You have all control, because like the limits are in this one, you can spend up to 10 grand a day or 60,000 a month. Of whose money? Yeah, your own. Okay, so yeah, okay, not bad. Best exchange rate. So you're traveling around, you're looking at different places. You can go ahead and they'll give you the best exchange rates, bank rate on that. And then privacy. Why? Because we know it's important. I don't really tell you exactly what they do to present that, but again, this is bigger and bigger adoption. You can get a Crypterium card from a zero. You just basically, you can have the card right there on your phone. That'll work. But then if you want a physical card, I believe they do charge you for the physical card. Yeah, you load it up with Bitcoin. What else? Yeah, you can shop, whatever. But I think you can get a physical card. I think it's only $15 or $20. Don't quote me on it. Someone will run the contents like, Chip, it wasn't $20, it was $26. I don't know how much it is, but I know that you can get this card. It's an interesting thing. But again, you know, it also works with Ethereum. Where was our, yeah. Let's go to the App Store here. Let's see what this is. Pop over here. Yeah, let me see. So yeah, it works with, let's look here. Yeah, it uses Bitcoin, Ethereum, Litecoin, and USDC. Well, that's weird. Wait a minute. No XRP. Yeah, also could do payments, blah, blah, blah. But anyway, this is it. When I look at stuff like this, it's more mass adoption. It's more channels. Someone's going to discover it. Someone wants this card physically in their wallet. Somebody wants it on their phone. And there's different places around the world that will, you know, some cities that are really adopting it where you can go pay with this. And yeah, so what else we have here? What do we have here? Okay, so the Pompliano, the Bitcoin Maxi. I like this. So he was talking about the Block. You guys know the Block. It's a news site. He says the Block, the media site, constantly preaches about ethics, has plagiarized their terms of service from somebody else. And let me jump in here. I'll open up this one here. Yeah, so he said you're going to argue the fine print. Maybe check your own fine print. Don't plagiarize the terms of service from other companies' publications if you're trying to be taken seriously as a media site. So you can see right here on the no warranties part, they have a different company, LLC, stuck in here. Yeah, man, always do a spell. You know, if you're going to do stuff like this, you're going to have to do a find and replace or whatever. But anyway, this got stuck in here, and who knows what level it got done at. It could have been a web dev that said, oh, yeah, you know, we don't have warranties, and they copied and pasted. You don't really know what level it happened. But I wanted to say that Frank Champaro here, he's the one of the founders. He's the director of the news over at The Block. He said terms of service was used as a baseline, then revised. Pretty standard not to rebuild the wheel with terms of service. The team pointing out inaccuracies is not the same as attacking. Anyway, you will always have a pomp-shaped Italian spot in my heart. Oh, I love it. Isn't that great? So anyway, actually Frank was really cool about it. If you go through here and here, he was really cool about it. He, you know, he could have been a raging lunatic, but I really like the way he handled it. Obviously don't think terms of service is a big deal, but it's funny. Yeah, it's definitely funny. So there's a whole cool thread here about, yeah, you know, the way his retorts are here. He goes through it really nice. I really like the way that was handled. It could have turned into a fiasco. He's like, hey, yeah, okay, admittedly so. But again, there was, I don't know, I always hate that when he applies to some people, you can't see the whole thread there. Let me see if I can see it here. Yeah, the fine print takes up a quarter of the first page of the deck. Blah, 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 blah. Yeah, so yeah, Tim goes, yeah, I've known the Block for the last 2 minutes. Laugh out loud. That's all I want to know from this point. Those who play the old game take downs at a step up will find it hard to build and thrive in the new world. So look, this stuff happens all the time. You know, it's to be honest with you, it shouldn't happen. But again, you know, Pompliano calling him out, saying, hey, man. And, you know, Frank handled that pretty well, I have to say. He handled it pretty well. Because, you know, these things are going to happen. Once in a while, you're going to step in it no matter what you do, no matter what your day gig is, whether you're retired. Every once in a while, you step in it, you know, and you lift the shoe and it doesn't smell that good. And you're like, did I just step in it? Sometimes that foot goes in that mouth. And that doesn't feel really good either, you know. So there's always some weirdness going on there. Let me go and check out what's going on in this. CKJ is in here. Holy moly, it's Tina Hall. What's going on, CKJ? How you doing, man? So, once in a while you get these things where things don't always go the way you intended, right? I think it takes a bigger person to see how you're going to rebound from that. How do you handle it? How do you move forward? How do you go on from there, right? Because we're just human, right? We're not perfect. We make mistakes. And, every once in a while you step in it. The other day I put a criticism out. I saw something from TMI, put a video out there. And, I saw this article going around. I knew it would be misconstrued because one of the things that the article said, it kind of led with Brad Garlinghouse says RIP or XRP will be bigger than, Libra. That's not exactly what he said. What he said was he believes that XRP next year this time will have a bigger impact on the crypto markets. That's a bigger impact on the crypto markets than the Libra white paper. The white paper, he said, will have a bigger impact. Never said Libra coin, but again, the problem is a lot of times you see these articles, they're written in such a way where they leave some stuff out, they surmise stuff, and then you really got to read the article. You got to go down. Usually it's usually in a paragraph, like 6 or 7 paragraphs down, and you start reading it, and you're like, oh no, that's not what. Well, that's weird. He didn't say that at all. So yeah, it's a different meaning if you say bigger impact on the markets than Libra. You're like Libra, and CMI put this video out saying, it's time for Ripple to put up or shut up and all the altcoins. Yeah, that's right. But I mean, if you think of we're 1995 and we're early days, how would you feel if we're early days, right? And the internet. When did, we talked about Amazon earlier, right? Amazon's really kind of been out of the books. I mean, yeah, they've been publishing, but they started out as a bookstore. 20 years later, here they are returning to their roots, right? 98, 99, it's 2019, 20 years later, you're gonna see them take over publishing. They are going, if you want to be anybody, right now you can self-publish on Amazon. There's a lot of different third-party softwares you can use. You can just go ahead and throw that stuff out there. And one of the interesting things is that when you self-publish, you don't have the courtesy of having an editor. Yeah, so those typos we were talking about in our tweets, where you fat finger stuff, this phone autocorrects everything on me, and it kills me when I put stuff out there. It's like I didn't type that, but you're in the second or third word, and then it's recorrecting itself. That drives me nuts. But that's why apparently Twitter has some really important things that they're working on, but it's not an edit button. The whole crowd is screaming, we want to be able to edit our tweets. And they're like, oh no, we have really important stuff to work on. And they're going to be rolling out some new features. Another thing I read recently with Twitter, we're all on Twitter, I would think. And or maybe somebody's not in Twitter, but a lot of us are on Twitter, and you think to ourselves, well, what else could we want? They said the like button was the dumbest thing they ever did. I think they also had some critique about the retweet. Retweets are great for getting stuff out. You like something, you retweet it. I love the fact you can retweet something and throw your comment on it. You kind of make it your own. Somebody tweets something, you're like, hey, check this out. And you're like, that's funny, ha ha. Whatever it is, but you can always add that one little morsel of your own, and that's how you guys personalize it. This is what makes up our community. It's what you guys, I love being out there bumping into you guys on Twitter. You're tweeting stuff that I've not seen. You're making funny comments out there. That's what I love about this community. We're a talented group. We're a giving group, and we're a damn funny group, man. We are funny. We are some funny people, and yeah, we are funny. The new Twitter be powered by Yeti Coin. You're damn straight about that. Okay, so how to report, let that out of the bag. The Yeti Coin will probably be powering a lot of things, more than you think. The Yeti Coin is important. Why? Well, mostly because it has Yeti in the title and it has coin after it. That's mostly why it's important. And let me leave you with this. Tomorrow we'll be dropping another OTC promo. OTC promo. You guys getting sick of this yet? I'm sorry if you are, but just please retweet them. Get the word out. OTC's coming. What is it? The cat will be let out of the bag soon enough. But yeah, OTC is coming soon. And it will be rolling out, and you guys will all be the first to know. You'll be the first to know when it rolls out. And we'll go deep dive on it. We'll do some fun stuff. But anyway, I'm enjoying, releasing these promos. I love your comments out there. Thank you for your support. As always, I wanted to shout out number one in here tonight, XRP Carolina. I wanted to shout out some other folks showing up on the stream. Love you all. We have Dansky. Yeah, Dansky, you're right. Our community is making history together. Right. Can we get a big group hug? Can we get a big group hug going here? I want to hug everybody. So let's get that group hug. BC Matrix, XRP. That might be the most brilliant comment of the night. I have to give it to you, BC. That was it. XRP. Especially put the spaces in there. I always like to put spaces in my comments for a little bit of emphasis. Boom. It's like exclamation points. You know those people that put out something and they really want to let you know how excited they are? They don't put 1, 2. It's 3 or more exclamation points. They want to let you know that the excitement is going there. So we have Danny Torres, we have Crypto Mike, Tina Hall, Auburn Rain, BC Matrix, Jeff from the Hodl Review, which will be in this spot tomorrow night at 8 o'clock, unless he tells me otherwise, but he'll be here streaming at 8. I'll be back on Thursday at 8, I believe. I might go later, depends, may have a conflict, but I'll let you know. And then Friday, we have Auburn Rain. He's been broadcasting at 8, right, Rain? Rain here. Rain is going to be broadcasting now, I believe, at 8. I believe he's going to be doing 8. I know he did 8 last week, but we'll see exactly what that ends up being. We got CKG, J Crypto News in here. We got VetBro. We got HR. We have XRP Connie in here. Who else? Who am I missing? My God, I'm missing a bunch of different folks in here. Matt LaRoche is in here. I already mentioned VetBro. I know there's a way you can open it up and see everything. Tina Hall, I pretty much shouted you out. If I didn't shout you out, man, that's on me. I mean, I really have to do a better job with it. Alex Yeats is here. Who else am I missing? Am I missing somebody? Good Lord, who am I missing? Auburn Rain, I'm pretty sure I nailed you. Got you already. Yeah, how did I meet Threadwork Derek? Threadwork back to work for me. Okay, man, well, listen, everyone, we have to work. We have to earn our keep. We have to earn our living. Ed French, he's back on the ranch. He got a rental house, making it a 4 living room and small bathroom. Nice. There you go. Nice. And I believe that's everybody. XRP Carolina. That's it, man. I think that's pretty much it. Look, I'll be back here in 2 more nights. Keep supporting, please, with that OTC. OTC. Am I doing that right? Maybe it's backwards. I don't know. It's one of these things. Maybe I'll just do the sandwich. I'll put the headphones on. I don't know what it is. But anyway, that's my take. What's yours? Let me know in the comments below. Smash those likes. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed already. That's my take. What's yours?